Wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff, but then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber. Maybe.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
When a seed is planted in the ground, all you can do is water it. You cannot control the sunshine, you cannot control the weather, and you cannot control what the locusts will come and try and destroy it. All you can do is plant your seed in the ground, water it, and believe. That is what allowed me to be in this position right now. I would not stop believing.
Don't take it for an answer. I mean, I think if you believe in what you're doing, many people will tell you, why you're mistaken, why it'll never work. But if you really believe passionately in what you're doing, just keep going, keep pushing on, and then if you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again, and ultimately, if you're that determined, you will succeed in life.
This is a major opportunity. This is a major lifetime event for you. In all of the years that I've been doing this, only one person has quit, left. I've been amazed that there's only been one person, because some people, and sometimes you really suffer. It's very tough.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail.
Make a choice. Right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way.
Because only about 1% of people have the ability to really take risks, entrepreneurial risks. 99% of the population can work for a business once it's established. Only 1% have the courage and the ability to actually make the entrepreneurial breakthroughs that create those jobs.
Somebody said to me, what did you learn from your father? And what I learned from my father is that work can make you happy. Really can make you happy. But you have to love what you do.
Your meat, your must, my friends. Maybe it's time to change your must. Some people's must is survive. Some people's must is to be okay. Some people's must is to have freedom. Some people's must is to have more than they can possibly spend. Some people's must is take care of everybody around them. Whatever your must is, you're going to get it. Think how your life would be different if you raised the standard of what you expected from yourself, not your people, yourself, to that level. How things could shift. It's all about changing your shoulds to musts. It's all about going back and saying, this is how it's going to be.
Good evening and welcome to our very first Modere Business Orientation webinar. My name is Craig Wotton. I'm a Director 1 with Modere, and I'd like to welcome everybody that is here for this business orientation webinar from all the different countries around the world that we have put our team together. And I'd like to commend everybody on the decision that you've made to be part of this team. And I must say that in the time that I've been involved in this industry, this is by far the best team that I've had the privilege of working with. And it really is a great honour to have so many of you with us on this business orientation webinar. I'd like to take you back, first of all, to August last year when we made the decision that we would launch this team. At that time, Modere was successfully launched in the United States, and following the United States launch was the launch of Japan. And it was really the Japanese launch that got us excited. There was 10,000 people at the launch in Japan, and more than 60,000 customers had joined Modere following the launch. We then attended a pre-launch meeting in Australia that was held with the Managing Director and Marketing Director of Modere Australia, and we were impressed with the model, and we knew that this model would work. And there's some very good reasons why we knew that this model would work. First of all, that this was a brand new business model with a brand new brand, new compensation plan layouts, and new marketing approach with a new social retail concept. And it was being launched by a company that had a 30-year track record and a $300 million turnover. Above everything, the corporate team behind Modere was a team that we knew that we could trust, a team that had an impeccable track record, and a team that had the talent and the capabilities and the corporate leadership to be able to take Modere from a $300 million company into a $1 billion brand and beyond. So we launched this team in August last year, and it has been a spectacular success, and so many great people have joined this team and chosen to partner with us from many different countries around the world, and for that I am greatly honoured and also greatly grateful that you've made the decision to partner with us rather than another team. So from the Australian and New Zealand launch, the launch of Europe took place, and we have some of our European team with us on this orientation meeting today, and it's also a great honour for you to be with us, and also from the United States and Canada and from the Asian regions. And we are very close now to having a team that covers just about every region around the world. It was the right time for us to put together an orientation program, an orientation meaning to give direction, so that all of the team that we're working with know exactly what to do step by step to be able to achieve maximum success. And that's what we put this orientation meeting together for. I would suggest that if you've got a pen and paper handy, that you might want to get a pen and paper together, because you'll want to take notes from this program. This is the culmination of a lot of what I've learned over the 25 years that I've been in this industry, and I've put it together into one program that we're going to present for you today that will give you the steps moving forward to guarantee your success. First of all, I like to start with something that Richard Branson has put out, saying that the brands that will thrive in the coming years are the ones that have purpose beyond profit. And I think that Richard Branson, being what I say is the most popular billion-dollar success story of the modern business age, for him to make that very profound statement at a time when we are promoting a new brand, I think is absolutely perfect timing. Our Steps to Success program is built upon two sections. When you look at the business building wheel that I've prepared, On the yellow section of the outer perimeter of the wheel are the activities, and that is the activity sections. And these are the areas where you need to develop skills. In the center of the business building wheel are the commitments that you need to apply yourself to. And over 20 years of being in this industry, these are the things that were taught to me. And I know for certain that by following these steps, you can't help but become successful. So the steps in building a successful business are easy to follow, but learning the skills can only be achieved through quality coaching and quality practice. Following a proven and successful system will enable you to know what to do at every time and will help you to achieve your goals quickly and easily. The steps in this system will guide you to achieve maximum success with your business, and it's our goal that you achieve the very highest level of success that you've set out to achieve from the point where you joined our team. We started this team with a vision and a passion to create elite 3 marketers all over the world, and that's a vision and that's a passion that hasn't changed over the last 8 months. So let's get started. First of all, with the very first step is to become a social marketer. Now I know that there's a lot of people on this webinar, in fact most people on this webinar are already social marketers, but when you really look at what becoming a social marketer really is about, it's the gateway that starts your business. And it's important that you start correctly, and it's also important that the people that you introduce to Modere as social marketers start correctly. And the correct way to start is with a social marketer collection package. Starting with a package provides you with a range of products to show, share, and experience. It's very important to start this way so that the duplication works properly. When your social marketers start with a collection package, they have the product at hand. Modere really, formally, is a manufacturing company that manufactures a range of over 300 essential products that carry no toxins and no harmful ingredients with a living clean factor. And without starting with products, you could not effectively go on and duplicate and build your business properly. So if you're looking at this slide for the first time tonight and you haven't bought a social marketer collection package, you need to do this straight away so that you can get started correctly. The second step is to set goals. And when you look at the 6 different goals, most people would come into Modere to achieve one of these 6 things, if not even maybe all of these 6 things. To buy a new home, or to buy a home, to buy a new car, maybe upgrade a vehicle, go on holidays, sports and leisure, spending time with your family, or time and money to do the things that you really want to do. Modere is a great opportunity to generate time and money freedom. But in the area of setting goals, there is specific methods to be able to set the goal and then accurately hit the goal. There's a saying that says that if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it with tremendous accuracy. A study in Harvard University showed that 3% of Harvard's MBAs make 10 times as much as the other 97% combined, and the 3% are the ones that write their goals down. It's important to make a written list of the goals that you want to achieve. Set your goals high and with clarity. One of the things that's worked for me is to take pictures of the goals that you want. If it's a new home, go and find the home that you want to buy. Take a photo of it and print that photo out and put it up around your office. Place images of your goals around your home or office as a constant reminder of why you are building your business. If it's a holiday, take the photo of the holiday. Go to the travel agent and get magazines of the type of holiday that you want to achieve and put them around your office. And it has a subconscious effect on you that enables you to remain focused consistently and ongoing to achieve those goals. Goals plus plans equals success. Goals need to be written, visualized, and mentally owned. The third step is to make a list of names. Now, most people come into this business and they'll send links off to people through Facebook, through their text messages service from their iPhones, and a lot of that is really ineffective. if you were to come to my office, I would have a legal pad and there's a list of names, and also there's a column as to where I'm at with that list of names. I have a saying that don't think it, ink it. The list is very important. Making a written list of the names of the people that you want to invite to join your business is the capital that you are investing into your business. And it's only when you've got that written list, much like goals that are written, that you're able to focus in on that list and be able to give the person the quality time that you need to be able to invite them into your business correctly. Make a list of everyone that you know without prejudging. And you can see the social media icons in the bottom of the screen. You need to take the names off the social media channels and put them physically on your list. And it's like focusing a magnifying glass onto a leaf. It's only with that pure 100% focus that you're able to achieve the result of burning the leaf. And it's the same with making the list of names. You need to focus on your list, and you need to treat each person with 100% respect and give them the opportunity correctly so that they can make a 100% educated decision on whether to partner with you. Let's move to the fourth component, which is the activity of making the approach. And I think this one in particular is an area that a lot of people struggle with. This is the area of people skills where you really only get one shot at a first impression. So I've helped you by putting together a script, which is what I would say to a new person that I'm inviting to look at Modere. You could write this script down if you've got a pen and paper handy, and it's simply, hi, I would like to invite you to look at an opportunity with a $300 million company that has launched a new brand called Modere. Modere stands for Modern Lifestyle. The company manufactures a range of over 300 Live Clean products that include many products that you already buy and use around your home. I am sure that you would agree that replacing products that contain toxins with clean living non-toxic products is a great idea, isn't it? In addition, Modere offers a new social retail business model that enables everyday entrepreneurs to create ongoing residual income paid directly to your bank account. Some Modere social marketers are earning tens of thousands of dollars per month in ongoing income, and some people have already become multi-million-dollar earners. What is a good time for us to get together and show you how to maximize the opportunity? The purpose of an effective approach is to lead into a presentation, and when this is done correctly, and it's done with the right patience, it's done with the right vibration, then you'll have no problem moving from the point of approach to the point of the presentation. I just want to focus in on the middle sentence, where I am sure that you would agree that replacing products that contain toxins with clean living non-toxic products is a great idea, isn't it? Well, there wouldn't be too many people that would disagree that it's a great idea to replace harmful products with clean products. And by eliciting a yes in the middle of your approach, which is by using an arcing statement, which stands for affirmative response conditioning, it's difficult to say no to anything that ends with isn't it. It's just a natural response that people say yes, and it leads you from the rest of your approach to them saying yes to have a look. So from the approach, you then need to move into the presentation. In the days gone by prior to the internet, I remember my years in the direct sales industry where we didn't have video presentations, we didn't have webinars, we only had flip charts, or in some cases even whiteboards. But I must say the sign-up rate was higher because the presentation was more personalized. Nothing has changed. The only difference is we now have technology that we can use as well. Presentations are the engine room that drives your business. The more people you show, the larger your business will be. The quality and quantity of your presentations will determine the size of your business. Where possible, be with the person that you are showing either online or offline. Use your upline leaders for three-way calls to help you show the business professionally. those are very important points, that it doesn't matter what type of presentation that you're using, what type of medium that you are using to show the prospect about Modere. What is important is that you are there. You are personalizing that presentation. The 5 different ways that you could present Modere would be Modere meetup events, which the company runs all around the world in all the different marketplaces. One of the things that we really were excited about with Modere was the meetup event calendar that is set up from the corporate, professionally run presentations that are being run by the leaders within the company, people that have already achieved success. They know how to present, they have credibility behind them, and the material has all been corporate approved. That is one way that you can show a new person the Modere opportunity. Another way is a social, which is an in-home type of meeting. It could be one-on-one, it could be with a group of people, but again, you're there. The third way is webinars, and we have quite a large group growing around the world that are using webinars, but the key component to effectively using a webinar is that when you make the invitation, you not just give somebody a link, you actually register them. Today I was talking to one of our leaders here in Australia, and she was asking me about webinars, and I gave her the advice that the best way to make sure that people are coming onto webinars is not to just send them a link. The best way is to say, look, I'll register you now, and you take their name, their email address, and you register them in the effective webinar, whether it be the Asia webinar or the Australia, New Zealand, or the European webinar, or the United States, Canadian webinar. We do 4 of these each week to cover the time zones, but you need to do the registration for them. It's much easier for your potential social marketer to just click on the link in their inbox after you've registered them than to look through all the different links from the webinar program that we are sending out each week. The other key component is that you are there at the end of the webinar, and this is really where the 3-way calls become incredibly effective. After we've conducted the webinar presentation, then you're there with your potential social marketer, and we can help with any questions that your prospect has and help bring them into the team. And it makes them feel strong, which is what this team is all about, building a strong team of social marketers all around the world. And the final way that the presentation can be shown is with the corporate website. And again, you will get much better results when you are with the prospect. If you're sending the website to somebody and they're looking at it for themselves, you don't know what's happening. You don't know whether they are seeing the presentation. You don't know whether they've watched the video. You don't know whether they saw 30 seconds of it and turned it off. You really need to know that your prospect has seen the presentation in full. A prospect can only make a 100% decision on 100% information. It's our job as social marketers that are leading our groups around the world to be effective in this area of being able to approach correctly and show the presentation correctly. From the presentation, by far the most important ingredient in these steps is the follow-through. And there's some very interesting statistics here. Sales statistics. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. 2% of sales are made on the first contact, 3% of sales are made on the second contact, 5% of sales are made on the third contact, 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Now those statistics reveal that the fortune really is in the follow-up. My points are that follow up with your prospects with urgency. 48 hours is the right time frame. Generally within 48 hours the prospect is still interested. Their interest is strong and they want to know more about Modere. Providing the approach and the presentation has been done properly and there are 3-way calls being conducted with your upline leaders, then you should end up with a new social marketer 9 times out of 10. Use 3-way calling to answer your prospects' questions. Invite them to a live event if they haven't been to a live event yet, and get them enrolled if they are ready to go. Now, I know that a lot of people also have challenges with what to say to close the deal, to close the presentation. Donald Trump wrote a great book called The Art of the Deal. Grant Cardone, who is one of the modern day motivational speakers and trainers, has a great phrase where he says, you haven't provided a service until you have closed the sale. You need to close the sale. And one of the closing lines that I use is, if you knew for certain that you would achieve time and money freedom with Modere, would you join us? Well, I'm sure that most people would say yes. That will give you much more ability to be able to move through from the approach into an effective presentation, into an effective close. By using your upline leaders as much as possible in this area, it will also maximize your ability to be able to move through those steps. These 3 steps are by far the most critical because they are the recruiting steps: approaching, presenting, and closing. And you need to duplicate those steps and train the people around you on how to effectively follow those 3 things: approach, present, and follow through. From the 6th step, we move into the 7th step, which is Modere Products. And this is an area which is the foundation of the business. Modere is a $300 million company that's growing rapidly right now around the world. In fact, in the month of March, the figures in the United States doubled. Right now, Modere is very much on track to becoming a billion-dollar brand. And the foundation of Modere is the 300,000 square foot manufacturing facility that formulates, manufactures, packages and distributes this incredible range of clean living products across the world. You need to be a 100% product user. All the products that you would normally have bought somewhere else, you need to now become a brand within yourself. You need to be a 100% user of Modere and be a product of the product. You need to maintain the minimum monthly order of 150 activity points minimum so that you are always qualified for bonuses, and you want that to duplicate right throughout your team. You also want to set up a smart ship for all your essential products. So these are the things that you know that you're going to run out of every month. It might be toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, soap. The things that you know that you're going to run out of every month, you should set up a smart ship so that that becomes your monthly order, and you'll easily be able to maintain that 150 activity points to remain qualified for all of your commissions. We are incredibly grateful to have one of the best people that I know to talk about products today. She's a great friend of mine. She comes from Hobart, Tasmania. Maggie Webber was the co-author of the books Bigger Bite Out of Life, How to Transform Your Life, and she's spoken on stage with Alan Peace, who was the author of Body Language, and also Dr. Deepak Chopra, and she is a great friend of mine. She's a team leader from Hobart, and I'm very excited to say that we've got Maggie with us right now to cover the product segment of our webinar today.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be on this presentation tonight. I know that I'm supposed to be talking about the products, but I worked it out that if I spent 1 minute on the product, on each product, because we have so many, we have 300 plus, I'd take 5 hours. So we don't have that amount of time. So what I'm going to do is give you a bit of background on the products instead and just refer to a couple of them, because we're very blessed in that every product that is on our website, there is a fact sheet that we can download. And a lot of work has gone into this to help us to know everything that's about the products, what's in them, the ingredients that are in them, what's not in them, more to the point. And so a lot of that's provided for you. So I'd just be duplicating it to talk about those. But before I do, I just want to speak to the Branson slide that you had on earlier. Now, to me, Richard Branson's been one of my idols for years. And I actually have a photograph of Mr. Branson from the day that he arrived in Australia, the first day he landed with Virgin. I had a photograph taken with him because I vowed and declared that I'd be working with him in the future, and he was very sweet and had a photograph taken with me. But he talks about purpose above profit. And I want to say that there's 3 more P's apart from purpose that we have in Modere. We are not just social marketers. We are social entrepreneurs. It's all very fine and large to be an entrepreneur. And a lot of people talk these days about network marketers being entrepreneurs. That's great. But Monsanto is an entrepreneurial company, and it makes 10 of the most damaging, harmful products on the planet. So we need to be social entrepreneurs. Now, a social entrepreneur is someone who works with what's called the triple bottom line. There's no point in being in business unless you're going to make a profit. Fine. So that's one of the P's. So a social entrepreneur is there to make a profit, but they're also there to look after people. They're there to support people, to give to people, to get the best out of people. And the third P that is absolutely vital is that they are looking after the planet. So understand that by working with Modere, we aren't just entrepreneurs, we're social entrepreneurs because we work with the triple bottom line. And that is all part of the mission of Modere, to live clean, to have the 10 million homes. And we want to have, you know, healthy options and so we can look at what's bad, and I can give you a list of some things that in products that are bad, but at the end of my little bit I'm going to look at the glass half full instead of half empty and focus on the good things that are in them. But before I do that as well, I want to take you to a fairly common saying. A lot of people believe we are what we eat. No, we're not. We are actually what we absorb from what we eat. And the challenge is that many of us have a digestive system that is not really absorbing because it's been compromised in various ways. And also we're told that we should have our 5 vegetables and our 2 fruits a day. That's all very fine and large, and Craig's going to give you a little link. Don't refer to it now, you can get it afterwards, but to some statistics that I'm going to refer to about what's in our soils in Australia. So it's fine and large to say, yes, get your 5 vegetables and your 2 fruits and you're going to be just fine. But the fact of the matter is, in this form here, these statistics that I've got from the CSIRO, they compare what's the vitamins and nutrition that's in plants in 1948 with these in 1991. And because of things like monoculture, you know, where one plant is grown year after year after year in the soil, and so it just takes A, B, and C out of the soil and leaves everything else there. Because of the frequency of cropping, all of these things. Just a couple of statistics here. In 1948 in broccoli, the magnesium level was 160 milligrams. By 1991, it was 29 milligrams. Apples, the vitamin C in 1948 was 25 milligrams. By 1991, it was down to 5 milligrams. You've got to eat an inordinate amount of food and vegetables to get these recommended daily allowances of vitamins and minerals that we're supposed to be having. And the other challenge is, because of various toxins and things like this in the products, as I said, we aren't what we eat, we are what we absorb from what we eat, and 65% of our immune system is in our digestive system. And so if this has been compromised by various toxins and things like this, we're just not getting the goodies just because it's not in our soil to start with, and also because our digestive system's not working as well as it should. The other thing is about our soil. Australia has the lowest level of selenium of any country in the world. And selenium is a vital mineral for us to have in our food. So what do we need to do? We need to supplement. We need to also look after our digestive system, because if we've had any antibiotics or things like this, we haven't got the right probiotics and even prebiotics. So there's a lot that we need to do to make sure that our digestive system is at 100% and therefore absorbing what the best we can out of the foods that we're eating. And we have such a range with Modere, and we have probiotics with Modere that also actually have some fibre in them as well. It's a wonderful, wonderful product. So that's just worth remembering. Now, looking at the bad things, one thing I've done a lot of research on this on Modere, and we are very careful not to have sodium lauryl sulfate. That's an antifreeze and an engine degreaser. Can you believe that? We haven't got propylene glycol. If you go to a cake, any cakes that are made commercially, you'll find that you might even find propylene glycol in a commercial cake, just because it makes it smooth and moist, and that's going into our body. Oh my Lord. Paraben, we don't have any parabens now. Phthalates, talc. Do you know that talc has got the same chemical composition as asbestos, and it's been linked to ovarian cancer? We don't have musks. We don't have MITs, methyl, I won't even say that one. Toluenes, mineral oils, paraffins, and petrolatums. These are all terribly damaging things too, and most of them are linked with causing cancer, and most important, disrupting hormonal activity. I want to read you something here. Just excuse me while I get my piece of paper here. This is something that was printed on Wednesday, January the 13th, 2010, from Reuters, which is the news agency. Exposure to a chemical found in plastic containers is linked to heart disease, scientists said on Wednesday, confirming earlier findings and adding to pressure to ban its use in bottles of food packaging. You know, every tin that you buy in the supermarket is lined with a plastic, which is full of nasties. Experts estimate BPA is detectable in the bodies of more than 90% of US and European populations. It's one of the world's highest production volume chemicals, with more than 2.2 million tons produced annually. BPA is one of the man-made chemicals classified as an endocrine disruptor, which alters the function of the endocrine system by mimicking the role of the body's natural hormones. Hormones are secreted through endocrine glands and serve different functions throughout the body. And so much of what we're doing and eating is disrupting our whole hormonal system. And we are very blessed again with the Modere range of products, with some of our products like Balance, and there's a number of them, 4 or 5 of them, that actually help to balance out those any hormonal imbalances that we may have, particularly with females. You know, so many women are having problems now at a very early age, and with endometriosis and all kinds of things like this happening. We had a terrific webinar on this last week about hormonal imbalances. Now, Australia has the highest rate of obesity on the planet at the moment, most concerning. And the other statistic that I found, it may have changed, but this is a statistic from 5 years ago, that the average life expectancy of an islander, meaning a Samoan, a Tongan, a Fijian, a New Zealander, Maori, and also our Aborigines, of course, has dropped from 75 to 52 years in the last 25 years. These are very frightening statistics, and so we need to be much more proactive in our health, not waiting until we get ill. We need to supplement. We need to take a lot more care in how we live, what we eat, and keep our exercise up, keep our nutrition up, keep our supplementation up. And so we can look now at living a life in balance and in harmony. And the other beautiful thing is, you know, famous writer Mark Twain said, when your vocation is your vacation, you'll never work another day in your life. So the beautiful thing about Modere is that we can now help ourselves, but help other people, and help the planet. So just a couple of products that I wanted to mention which are my favourites. I had a challenge a couple of years ago with suspected breast cancer, and deodorants, most deodorants that you buy from the supermarket have got aluminium in them. Our deodorant is aluminium free, and they've linked now aluminium to progressing Alzheimer's, but also that it gets stuck in our lymph glands, and also that can lead to sort of cancers in the lower quadrant of the breast, in not just females but males as well. So we need to be very careful that we do not have aluminium in our products. But the other reason we shouldn't have aluminium is because it actually stops you sweating, and sweating is actually healthy. Body odor doesn't come from someone, it's not from the bacteria, it's actually the fact that you are not being able to sweat. You need to be able to, sweat is actually odorless. It's the bacteria feeding on the fats and things like this that are in most of these deodorants that actually causes the body odor. So we have a terrific deodorant, and I'm very careful to use that one considering my challenge that I've had. And I won't go into too many other things that are in it, but there's the witch hazel and the sage and the myrrh. Myrrh is a beautiful, beautiful essential oil. So we're addressing the bacteria and not the sweat. We're looking at the cause and not the symptoms, which is very much part of the mantra that Modere lives by. Toothpaste, we need to make sure that the toothpaste that we're using, ours is fantastic. I mean, you use it dry on your toothbrush. I use the mouthwash first and then the toothpaste. But it's fluoride free. You just have to go onto Google to see what fluoride does. And we think we're helping people by putting it in our water. You've got to be joking. So we've got an ingredient in it, calcium glycerophosphate, which is a much safer alternative. Why not use a safe alternative? Because fluoride is actually a neurotoxin. The other thing I find, because I live on my own, I just use a pea-sized amount of this, so my tube of toothpaste lasts for about 4 months. It's absolutely fantastic. The mouth rinse, I use that before the toothpaste, so that's alcohol-free. You can't get busted by a copper if you get pulled over for a breath test because it's alcohol-free. And oh, look, I've got a list of all the other things that you can use the mouth rinse for, and that some of them are on the data sheet online, but there's hundreds of different things. 101 I've got a list of. Get rid of mildew. I use it to clean my fruit, to get any of the sprays and things off my fruit. It makes, what else do we do? So there was a chap I heard interviewed who uses it to clean his birds, because he's got birds that are worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And these are just some of our essentials. This is another wonderful thing about Modere, because I use 46 of the 300 products now, and I've done that within the space of 3 months, just getting rid of products that I'm using and then replacing them with ones from Modere. But I just found that I had to do it faster, because you try and do the right thing. I even bought eco-friendly products with lovely pictures on them, and saying that, yes, this is grey water friendly, it's planet friendly, it's all that. And then I look on the back and it's got sodium lauryl sulfate and propylene glycol in it. You just got to be so careful with what you're looking at and what you're buying. And, our products remind me of a solar panel. They're a little bit more expensive up front, but gosh, do you get the benefit down the track. And you're really looking after a lot of other people when you do it. So that's pretty well all I wanted to say. Craig, I'm just absolutely passionate about this company and the products. There's so much more that can be said, but as I say, you can find a lot on your website if you look at the safety data sheets. And I just think that we're in a blessed position because we are not just social marketers, but we're social entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Let's move on to the 8th step in our orientation program, which is to attend events. Events are by far the biggest part of Modere in terms of where decisions are made. Events are the lifeblood of your business. Life-changing decisions are made at events. Events are where leaders are born. And one of the things that attracted us to Modere was the professionalism from the corporate side of the events programs. There are other network marketing companies and direct sales companies that don't have event programs at all. And without the core of the event program, you just don't have that ability for people to be able to multiply, duplicate, and feel strong within the business. Modere have the best corporate event program of any direct sales company that I've seen, made up of 5 different types of events. First one is the regionals, and we just had regionals here in Australia, only one last month. I know that today the regionals took place over in Europe, and we know that wherever the regionals are being run, it doesn't matter what type of event you attend, that is a Modere corporate event, the quality of the event is absolutely outstanding. Right from the meetups, the regionals, the retail conferences, every single event is handled professionally, which is one of the things that stands out with Modere. So the different types of events are regionals. The meetups are business opportunity meetings where you're going to see a business presentation. In your back office, when you go through your shifting retail back office and you go to the events tab, you'll see a list of all of the events that are within your respective region. And this is the same in all the different regions around the world. Modere runs a corporate event program that is universal right across all of the different markets. So the meetups are important, that you have the opportunity to bring prospective new social marketers to those meetups where they will see quality presentation being conducted by professional presenters that have success behind them, that have already achieved a high rank within Modere. So the quality of your meetup events are excellent for bringing new people into Modere. The next type of event is the Social Retail Conference, which is held twice each year. We just had one recently in Australia, which was at the Adelaide Convention Centre. There was somewhere up to 2,000 people in attendance. It was a spectacular event, great speakers, recognitions with social marketers achieving all the different levels up through the program. And if you haven't been to a social retail conference, you need to attend the next social retail conference coming up, and you will walk away from that event feeling like you are part of something that is strong, that can take you forward and can give you the success that you've started to achieve or you set out to achieve coming into Modere. Following the retail conference is another fantastic event. It's the after party, and it's called a red party. I've never seen anything like Modere's red party, where everybody wears something red, and it's a lot of fun. There's live entertainment, there's red carpet treatment, you can have your photo taken with all of your superstar leaders around you, and this happens also in all the different regions around the world. And then there is the Modere Escape incentives, and the next one coming up for us is going to be in Mexico, Cancun, 2017. I know that there's also a Modere Escape over in Europe, which is in France coming up, and you need to check in your region what's happening with the Modere Escapes, and all of the events are listed in your back office. It's absolutely non-negotiable if you want to be successful in Modere and build a strong and successful business, that you attend all of the events. So from the events, let's talk about consistency. And what you need to do is to maintain consistent activity. Set an activity level that you can achieve. If it's 3 presentations a week, then do it, and do the 3 a week. And that's a great pace to set. That's 12 a month, and there's no doubt that you will build skills and you will be successful even with just 3 a week. But 3 done well is a lot better than 10 not done well. I see people that are in the network and they'll send a text message with a link. Well, that isn't a presentation. You need to go back to those steps of how to approach, and then how to be with the person to present the opportunity properly, and then follow through correctly so that the prospect that you're inviting to join your team can make a 100% decision on 100% information. You need to remain consistent and active and build leaders throughout your network. Focus on the next level that you want to achieve and always be learning. And I love the quote out of the Bible that says, there are yet 4 months and then come the harvest. And it's John 4:35, and it is an absolutely great passage because it talks about consistent activity for 4 months and then the harvest. And, you know, I've been in this industry for a long time, and I see that success is buried on the other side of frustration. It's buried on the other side of activity. You have to be willing to put in a good period of consistent activity and do it well to be able to get a business to start to grow and then gain traction and retention and then multiply and duplicate. So you need to set a consistent activity level that you can handle. The 10th step that I want to talk about is coaching. And this is by far probably the fastest way to be able to move from where you are to where you want to be in terms of being able to successfully build this business. One of the great things about Modere is that behind the social marketer that you've joined with is somebody that's at the team leader level. Behind the team leader is somebody that's in the director levels. And behind the directors is somebody that has achieved the elite levels. So you have a lineup of people that are behind you that have success and have already gone down the path of learning what they need to know to be able to build a successful business. Having regular coaching is by far the best way to improve quickly, rather than by trial and error and trying to learn along the way. You're better off getting it right, doing it right the first time, and getting the right result. Be teachable and be honest with yourself and your coach. If you're not doing the activities well, then be honest with yourself. You can't expect to be successful if you're going to do poor quality approaches, poor quality presentations, poor quality follow-throughs, and not attend events and not use the products. You need to be totally committed so that you can be totally successful. You know, I see Steve Jobs and the quotes that he makes about with Apple, and he says a lot of people just don't commit properly. You know, he puts a team of people together totally committed to the success, totally committed to the team, totally committed to the outcome. You need to be honest with yourself and with your coach, and you need to be 100% committed, because this is time and money freedom we're talking about. This is something big that's going to give you a lifestyle that you won't necessarily get from somewhere else. And the people that are coaching you, their time needs to be respected as well, so that you are winning together. You also need to engage in personal development. There's a saying that personal growth exceeds financial growth. You'll never see somebody's bank account bigger than their personal development. And there's also a saying that says if you give a lot of money to someone that doesn't have great personal development, the bad news is they'll retract right back to where they were financially. You give a small amount of money to somebody that's well developed, and they'll invest it, they'll grow it, they'll multiply it, and they'll create wealth again. Personal development is critical if you want to be successful in business and in life. Leaders are readers, they read books, they watch DVDs. I mean, there's so much information available now on the internet, particularly YouTube, where you can go and look at some of the great people that are not only just in this industry, but great people in terms of teaching of leadership. John Maxwell is one of the people that I would suggest that you look at some of his material on YouTube. You can get it for free. He's the #1 person in the world, in my view, on leadership, and he has a lot of leadership material that you can watch for free. You can watch Robert Kiyosaki, you can watch Bob Proctor. All of these great people have so many videos on YouTube, and just a bit of personal development every day is building you, into a better person, into a better leader, so that you can inspire a greater business to unfold around you, particularly at this time when Modere is in very strong momentum. The Buddhists have the saying that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And it is so true. As I'm working with my team, I look for key people that I can coach with, people that are as committed to my coaching as I am as committed to them being successful. And it's really important that you commit yourself to your coach and your activity. It's a great picture there of Chris Ogle and Erin Riley in Hobart, Tasmania. And you know, Chris is one of the young superstars in our team. He also co-presents webinars with me, and he's moving up quickly through the ranks. 26 years of age and growing a phenomenal business out of Hobart, Tasmania, which is just north of Antarctica. So if he can do that in Hobart, we can build this business right around the world. Let's talk about the career path now, which is the compensation plan layout and how you generate your income. The customer pod is a very unique component of Modere. You won't find this in any other direct sales company. It's the first time that I've seen a model like this. It's powerful and it creates duplication, and it also generates substantial income from customers, which in most direct sales models, they just don't generate much commission at all from customer base. So in the income projection table that you can see is the sales titles: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, platinum 1, platinum 2. The activity points, 150 activity points. You need to be totally committed to that month in, month out. And if you're not doing that, you just can't duplicate yourself. You've really got to consider yourself and the people around you. You've got to be doing what you want the people around you to do. A lot of people have asked me about the customer pod and what is the best way to build this? Well, my standard response is that I lead with the business opportunity. My passion and vision has always been the same from the start, to build a team of elite 3 social marketers around the world. Those that don't want to be part of that vision, they don't want to achieve the financial independence that comes from that, then I invite them to be customers. Customers receive $10 worth of free products with their first $50 order or more, and that's the way that I've been building a customer pod. And that way you can easily categorize where people should go into your business, rather than being confused about, well, this person, do I approach them as being a customer or do I approach them about being a social marketer? I would say that you need to approach everybody from the social marketer perspective, and those that don't want to be social marketers, they could be your customers. And you'll build a customer pod by default, and it will start to build up and build up income. You can earn up to $2,400 per month as a Platinum 2 in the Social Marketer Customer Pod. And in addition, you can see a photo there of a billboard advertisement at probably an airport or a public place somewhere in the United States. That this is one of the key components of Modere that's different to other direct sales companies also, that Modere is spending tens of thousands of dollars on traditional advertising campaigns, and the customers that are generated from the company's advertising campaigns are also placed into the customer pods. So you have the opportunity to generate commissions from customers that you didn't introduce yourself, that were generated from Modere's advertising campaigns. Being it that Modere has gone through a major transformation, and that transformation is still not totally complete, when those advertising campaigns are working in all the different markets around the world, you're going to see customers coming from those advertising campaigns. And by being committed to the activity points and being committed to building your business, you're in a good position to be able to generate those customers. But I now want to take this social marketer customer pod concept and talk about duplication. With 57 social marketer pods with 7,000 customer points in each pod, so that would mean that each social marketer of the 57 would be a Platinum 2, you would have enough points to achieve the highest rank in Modere, which is Elite 3. You would have 400,000 points. I now want you to consider, using your mind, a network of people that may start with 3 social marketers, 4, 5, 10, 15, however many you need to start off a network of social marketers with pods that can grow around the world, and think about duplication. And it starts with you. What are you doing? Are you committed to 150 plus points per month of your own personal purchases? Are you committed to the event programs, being the live event programs from the company and also the webinar programs from us? Are you totally committed to doing 10 out of 10 approaches, 10 out of 10 in your presentation, 10 out of 10 in your follow-ups, and committed to working with a coach in your upline that can help you go through the levels as fast as possible, generating momentum that will just keep growing and growing and growing, so that you can achieve that time and money freedom and the success that you want in the shortest time frame possible. It is possible for you to cause a network to explode around the world right now. Modere is in an incredible growth phase. We're seeing so many people achieving high levels in record time because of that growth phase. And duplication is the key, but it always points back to you. The people around you will duplicate you. You need to be 100% duplicatable in terms of leadership, 100% in vision, integrity, honesty, developing leaders, and you need to be focused on building momentum. This is the best time that you could be involved with Modere. It's all about multiplication and duplication. These are the social marketer titles from team leader, senior team leader, director 1, 2, 3, and elite 1, 2, and 3. The activity points remains constant throughout all of the social marketer titles. 150 activity points is the foundation for you to be able to receive commissions from Modere. On the organisational point column, you see the points, which is from your whole organisation, from your initial personally enrolled social marketers right throughout your organisation around the world. One thing that is great about Modere is that this is a seamless program, so the points are generated from all the different countries around the world. Other programs don't have that factor. So 3,000 points, you're a team leader, you can earn up to 1,500 a month. You can see all the way down at 6,000 points, senior team leader up to 3,000 a month, director level start at 12,000 points, up to 4,000 a month, up to 15,000 a month as a director 3 at 50,000 points, and then ultimately through into the elite 1, 2, and 3 levels at 400,000 points, where you can earn from $50,000 per month onwards. In December last year, there were 4 social marketers that started with Modere that achieved the elite 3 level in less than 30 days. It can be achieved with an overall organisation of less than 1,500 people in terms of numbers of people within your network, including customers and social marketers, that would be generating, say, around 250 points per month. There hasn't been a compensation plan that I've ever seen that you could generate that sort of income with a network of less than 1,500 people. This is by far the strongest paying long-term residual income compensation plan that I have seen in over 25 years in this industry. On the right-hand side, you can also see some of the awards that you'll receive as you move up through the social marketer titles. At the director levels, you'll receive a pin that has 3 different diamonds. They're red diamonds in the pin. And at Director 1, the pin has 1 diamond. In Director 2, it has 2. And in the Director 3, you get 3 diamonds in your pin. In the elite levels, you have black diamonds. And the same rule applies. 1 diamond for Elite 1, 2 for Elite 2, and 3 for Elite 3s. In this team, we have Elite 3s in our upline that are more than willing to work with you to help you move up through the levels as quickly as possible. And in addition to the incomes that you see here from the social marketer titles, are also the customer pod commissions from the customers that are within your own customer pod. I want to talk a little bit about the global home-based business boom. Around the world, we've had economic downturn really since 2007 with the first wave of the global financial crisis. We haven't seen any improvement since. And this industry is one industry that has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger over the last 7-8 years. In 2007, the direct sales industry was generating around $100 billion in turnover, and 2015's figures were almost $180 billion. This is an industry that is absolutely booming in difficult economic times. These are some of the statistics. 200 million people are expected to join the home-based business industry in the next decade. More growth in this industry the next 10 years than in the last 100 years. 1 out of every 5 homes in Asia and Africa operates a home-based business. 1 out of every 6 homes in the USA operates a home-based business. And 1 out of every 8 homes in Australia operates a home-based business. You are in the right industry at the right time with the right company that has a great range of products that people have to use in good or bad economic times. You're in the strongest position you could possibly want to be in business and in terms of timing. The home-based business boom is attracting different types of people from all walks of life, mothers, males, females, all different types of people, and particularly business people right now that are concerned about their respective industries. There's a great quote from Anthony Robbins saying that a real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken a new action. If there's no action, you haven't truly decided. Right now, you have to make that decision to take action. I haven't seen a better time for any company than right now. We are at the best time in this company's history. It's a 30-year-old company with a brand new business model, and the transformation has been completed across the countries as of December last year. This year, we saw the launch of Canada, which is a new market opening. There are more new markets opening right now, and the time that you have chosen to partner with Modere and to partner with us is the very best time that you could wished for to be able to move from where you are to where you want to be in record time frames to achieve time and money freedom. I'd like to end our orientation webinar by introducing everybody to the gentleman that I joined this company with. And I met CJ Henderson, his name is Chris Henderson, 5 years ago when I was involved as a managing director of another direct sales company, and we've become great friends, and I just want to recognize the work that he does. He does all the IT work behind the scenes, and I'm sure for everybody that is part of our Elite Team Modere page, you see Chris pop up from time to time, particularly with his new podcast. So I'd like to introduce everybody to Chris before we wrap up.
Thanks, Craig, and hello, everyone. It's been actually pretty cool working with Craig. We met through, I was back in his days and my days when we both were, he was managing director of another company, and I got asked to do all the IT installations, everything for the company, and it didn't take us long to figure out this wasn't where we wanted to be. And just out of the blue, I happened to mention this company to him, and you know, he came and had a look. I've been in it for about 13 years and just wasn't inspired. And the next thing you know, the model changed. The Modere model came about, and we both got inspired, and we haven't looked back. And that's why all these things that we're doing now, we're creating, make sure we support the teams out there globally with podcasts, webinars, training material, positive words going out every morning. You know, we also, you know, we've got a great team around us, and people putting in every chance they get. Like Lucy Liu did the Chinese presentation for us, which is greatly appreciated, and we have other team members that are stepping up, like young Chris, and it's fantastic. And I'm glad to be associated with the team, and hope we keep moving forward, and we'll see everyone at the top.
Okay, thanks, Chris. I'd just like to also thank Maggie Weber for her time tonight to share with us her product knowledge. She's a great lady. I have a lot of respect for Maggie. And this has been a great introduction orientation webinar. And we're going to add an orientation webinar to our program once a month. It'll be at the end of each month. So our webinar program will consist of 4 opportunity webinars each week. On a Tuesday night, there will be the Australian-New Zealand opportunity webinar, and following the Australian-New Zealand webinar will be the Asian webinar, and then on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central American time we run another opportunity webinar, which is USA and Canada, and then on Sunday at 12 o'clock London time or 1 o'clock Central European time for our European team, we run our European opportunity webinar. And then to back that up at the end of each month, we're going to run an orientation webinar like this, so that all of the new social marketers that come into our team, we can provide them with training so that everybody can move forward with the steps to success that you need to follow in order to achieve total time and money freedom. Right now we have the best opportunity that I've seen in the direct sales industry, and it's our goal as leaders in this team to help you through the levels so you can move on to team leader, senior team leader, director, director 1, 2, 3, and elite 1, 2, and 3, so that you can achieve that time and money freedom that you deserve and move through that metamorphosis that you need to go through in order to become the leader that you need to be to be that success that you've set out to achieve. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for being with us on this webinar. It's been a great success, and I look forward to being a continued part of your success as we take this team around the world.